today is Sunday the 15th, yes, Sunday, June 15th. Happy Father's Day. Welcome to episode 11 of Knits and Stuff. My name is Elisha, also known as Eliana Knits on Ravelry. And today I'll be talking about events and alongs, works in progress, pretty things, local delights, and video games. First, welcome to those of you that are new, and thanks to those of you that are returning. If you haven't already, please join the group on Ravelry. It's called Knits and Stuff Podcast, and I'll put a link at the show notes, which you can find at knitsandstuff.wordpress.com. So let's get started. Events and alongs, there's not really anything new, but Operation Sock Drawer is the Knit More Girls sock knit along, and that's still going infinitely. And I've been working on socks, and you can just tag pictures on Instagram or wherever with Operation Sock Drawer, and they're actually doing a drawing now for people that tag their pictures with Operation Sock Drawer. They're doing, I don't know how often they're doing it, or I don't think they have a set time period of how often they do it, but yeah, so if you look up Operation Sock Drawer tag on Instagram, you'll get to see everyone's socks. That's kind of fun. And then Stash Dash is going on right now, which is the Knit Girls Stash Dash, where you're trying to use up 5K, or about 5,000 meters, which is 5,000 and something yards of yarn. So I still have only finished one project, which is those socks, but I'm almost done with some roving that I spun up, so I'll get to count that towards my yardage. And then coming up is Tour de Fleece, which starts on July 5th and goes through July 27th. Oh, and also Stash Dash is from May 23rd to August 7th. So still have some time to do that. And Tour de Fleece is coming up starting July 5th through the 27th. And I don't know if I'm going to be joining Team Sasquatch because I have a podcast, or I think last year I was actually on the mustache team. So I haven't decided about that yet, but I'll let you guys know. So those are all of the events and alongs. So moving right on to works in progress. I am still working on the Vanilla Sock by Jasmine from the Knit More Girls. I have finished one sock, yay! And oh, I hope that I might have been kind of blurry in the beginning, but but yeah, so I finished one sock, and oh, don't know where that came from. So I just followed the pattern completely for the plain vanilla sock. This is in Intrepid Otter Stripes in the color Garden Walk. And I knit these on US 1 2.25 millimeters. And I only did 60 stitches around, so I almost followed the pattern completely. But, and yeah, it's a traditional heel flap, and which was a pain to do. I do not like picking up stitches. But I cast on for the second sock, so I'm only on the ribbing for that. And yeah, so that's that project. So my next work in progress is another sock. I couldn't help casting on. I ended up, we went to Oregon for my birthday a couple weekends ago, and was that last weekend? 2 weekends ago. Anyway, and I bought some yarn, which I will show later in Pretty Things, but one of the yarns that I bought was this Noro sock yarn in, it's a Taiyo sock yarn in colorway 45S. That's creative, but what really got me was that blue. So I'm excited to get to that color, but I haven't gotten there yet. And I love the pinks. I was in a pink mood, which you will see later. But so I'm knitting a nice rib sock. Organize myself. So this is a sock, and as you can see, I'm knitting it on my signature needles. These are US 1 2.25 millimeters also. And I have passed the heel already, but this is just the first sock. And so the pattern is a nice ribbed sock by Glenna, and then I also incorporated the Fish Lips Kiss heel by Socks Therapist, which I really like. I haven't tried it on my foot yet, but I really like the construction of it. It's a lot better than picking up heel or stitches from the heel flap. So I will probably be doing this from now on. And there was a really cool tutorial, I guess, on how to make a little cardboard foot, which Will helped me, and then he drew a little dog on it. So this is my cardboard foot that I use to help make sure the sock fits appropriately. So that's oh, and I also just cast on 60 stitches. That seems to be my go-to for socks right now. Yeah, for at least the US 1 size needles. And this is in my silver shed bag with the foxes. So, I need to refocus. Yeah, that looks right. So that's my knitting works in progress. I haven't done any work on the cardigan that I was working on. Oh, one more thing. I cast on something a couple days ago, I think Thursday. And it's the Oats cowl, and that is in Malabrigo. I'm gonna have to refocus again. It's in the Malabrigo worsted in the colorway Malonza. I just love these colors, they're so pretty. And these are size 8, 5.0 millimeters, and it's the pattern is from the Learn to Knit collection. And let me see if I can, I forgot the author and I didn't write it down in my show notes, but yeah, I think I'm like a third of the way done and I still have a lot of yarn left. It says it calls for 200 yards for I'm making the adult short size, but and it only calls for 200 yards, which is about what a skein in Malabrigo is, but I still have a lot left and I'm about a third of the way through, or like maybe a little more than a third of the way, almost halfway through. But you're just knitting, so it's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's by Tin Can Knits. And they're really simple patterns that are good for beginners, but they're also just really nice, like, well, what's the word? They're just like nicely designed, simple patterns that are good for variegated yarns. And I think they have a lot of not solids, but semi-solid yarns that they use, kind of, that are really nice for that, and they all kind of have the same theme. So I think there's a hat that's similar to this pattern where some of it's in garter stitch and some of it's in stockinette, so I might make the hat. I think I have that in my queue also. But so yeah, I cast this on recently, and that's going pretty quickly because it's bulkier. I wanted a break from those small needles for the socks. Knitting too many socks now. So that's all of my works in progress for knitting. And then spinning, I am still working on the Kaleidoscope Microbatts. So I finished the third bat, which is the first one of the second colorway, and so you can kind of see, yeah, I've spun it up. So there's a lot less than what the other colorway was, but that's okay. I was planning to spin up one colorway and then spin up the other colorway and then apply those two together. So I'm going to, this one's ready to come off of the spindle, and then I have to spin up this one also. And I think someone on Ravelry had asked how I transfer this over to a spare bobbin, the cardboard bobbin that I had. So I might do a short demo, just film it while I'm transferring it over to the bobbin, because I just use a shoebox and a drill, and yeah, nothing special. So that's this, and come back, and then I also finished spinning the second braid of this. Oh gosh, I can't remember. I took this off of my show notes because I haven't worked on it in a while. So, but I finished the second braid of the Pigeon Roost Studios BFL. Let me focus this. So, and I had actually, I think because I was working on the drop spindle a lot, and from the bats, that it was really easy to draft the bats. But then when I was drafting this, or when I went back to drafting this from the braid, I wasn't doing any pre-drafting, so I was just spinning from the braid, and it was getting hard to draft on the wheel, so I decided to pre-draft the rest. And so some of it gets kind of, I think I already covered it up, but some of it got really like bulky and it was very thick and thin. So I finished this up yesterday, and then I might apply it today or tomorrow or whenever. And then I can add this to Stash Dash. Oh, and this is in the colorway Tourmaline, and that's from Pigeon Roost Studios. And it's all BFL. So yeah, I'll have some handspun soon. I haven't finished a handspun in a while. So yeah, is that all my works in progress? I think so. Yeah, which means it's time for pretty things. So I spoiled myself when we went to Oregon. There's a yarn store in Oregon called the Websters, and I have their bag. And they are located in Ashland, pretty close to the theater where we went to see the Shakespeare Festival plays. So I bought a lot of yarn, which you already saw the Noro Taiyo sock yarn. And then, oh, and I should say that was, their Taiyo blends are 50% cotton, 17% wool, and 17% nylon, and 16% silk. So they're pretty soft, but they feel, I don't know, I like the texture that it gets from the cotton and the silk and the wool. So I also bought some of the Noro lace yarn. Noro Taiyo lace, and this is colorway 30. Gotta love their colorway names. And so it has some purples, greens, and grays and yellow. It's so pretty. And so I'll probably make a shawl. I think I already picked out a shawl that I want to make with this, but we'll see. So that's one thing. And then I also got some silk hankies from Abstract Fiber, or they're by Abstract Fiber, but I got them from the store as well. And this is in the colorway Raspberry. You can see the card. I have another set of silk hankies, but I haven't done anything with it yet. So I don't know. Thinking, I guess I want to try and spin it instead of knitting it, because you can knit the silk hankies from the hanky. You don't have to spin it up before knitting it, but I think I'd rather spin it up. So yeah, that's more raspberry coloredness. And then I also got the Knitwit's Freya Fine Hand Paints, and this is in the colorway Lichen. And this is 100% wool, and yeah, that's pretty much all there is. But, oh, I'm gonna make a hat with this, I think, and because I saw they had a hat knit up in the store that was really cute in this colorway too, so I had to buy it. And then my favorite part of this was the Madeline Tosh unicorn tails. So Madeline Tosh sells these 52 yards of their merino light, and in all of their different colorways, and so I just had to buy a whole bunch. And let me kind of organize this a little bit. So I got all of these colors. So this is Torchir. This is Coquette. This is Antique Lace. This is Rainwater, and this is Silver Fox. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet, but I was thinking, I don't know, I wasn't going to use all of them together because I feel like this doesn't really go with the rest of them, or some of them at least, but I figure I could use them as accents in some projects. And I still have some Tosh Merino Light from a hat that I knit, and then I have another full skein in a different color. So maybe I'll incorporate these into that next project. I don't really do that much color work, so maybe I'll have to try that someday. So yeah, that's all of those pretty things. I guess I might I'll also include in this, let me refocus, that one of my friends got me some birthday presents that she gave me last week, and she made this adorable coffee sleeve. She says it's supposed to be a raccoon. Oh goodness, isn't it so cute? But she said it also kind of looks like a dog or like a wolf or a white fox or something. So silver fox, right? So yeah, she made this, and it's so cute, and I don't know, the stitching is so nice. It's got this like light pink embroidery thread, so it's so cute. She's so talented. And then she also got me, which I have to show because they're adorable, are the Portal cookie cutters. So I'll show the back, and oh, you can see the reflection of my room. So these are so cute. They have an insert of what the cookies are, and it comes with a recipe also. And then these are all the different shapes. So I'm gonna have to make some cookies soon that are Portal themed. And I just bought a frosting set, or a cake decorating set, so I can actually decorate them to look like this. So that's all of the pretty things. That was a lot this week. I actually have another pretty thing already planned for next week too, but I didn't want to overwhelm this section. So, but it has to do with bees. That's sneak peek. So, okay, I think that is all of that, which means now it's time for local delights. So like I mentioned already, we went to Ashland a couple weeks ago for the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. So that's the local delight, which is not that local to us, but it's local to Oregon, I guess. So Ashland is, I think, one of the biggest Shakespeare festivals. The season runs from February to November 1st, I think. And they have different plays. It's not just Shakespeare, they have a bunch of other plays. So last year we saw A Streetcar Named Desire, and this year we saw The Tempest. And The Streetcar Named Desire was really good last year. The Tempest, I enjoyed it. It was somewhat different interpretation. Well, the set was very simple, so they went with really simple set, mostly simple costumes, except for the prince and the king and his men. They had their full traditional Elizabethan attire, and then the what's his name? The guy from The Tempest was painted, not the dad, but his like prisoner. So I want to say Calypso, but I don't think, is that right? I think it's Calypso, maybe. I'll have to look that up. So he was painted in this like yellow body paint, and then he had this bright red like neck paint also, but he was really good. It was enjoyable. I think Will didn't enjoy it as much because he didn't know the storyline, so he wasn't really sure what was going on some of the times. But it was good. And then I also mentioned the yarn store that we went to, which I really like. They have, I think it's pretty much just yarn, and they have a lot of they have tons of samples knit up, which I think they actually sell too. They also have like, I think they have like weaving samples, and like because they don't sell fabric, but I think they also have like almost costumey samples knit up. And I'm gonna have to pause because it's gonna stop recording on me. Okay, I'm back. My memory card got full, so I had to transfer everything over, and then yeah, re-record or finish recording. So I was talking about the Webster's yarn store in Ashland. I think I already said that they have samples that they sell. They also have knitting bags, like purses, and like Namaste, and I think I just saw Namaste. I didn't think I saw any of the other ones. Yeah, so if you're in the area, or if you want to go to the Shakespeare Festival, there are some other Shakespeare festivals that are probably closer to the Bay Area. Like there's a theater in Orinda that they do shows at. It's just one stage though. I think the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, they have 3 stages. Actually, I think they usually have 4. Is that right? No, I think they usually have 3. They have the big one that they do all the big shows in, and then they have a smaller one that they tend to do a lot of the more like indie plays in, and then they used to have an outdoor one, but I think they're redoing that because I didn't see any plays in that theater. It's outdoors on that stage. So yeah, so if you're in the area, or if you go out there for the Shakespeare Festival, it's really fun. They have a gift shop, a really nice gift shop, but we didn't get anything this time. And the yarn store is worth a visit too. They have a lot of Noro and Habu Habu, is that it? Textiles? Yeah. They have a lot of both of those, so that's why I stocked up on some Noro. So yeah, that is Local Delights, which means we're moving on to what would have been Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey, but since there wasn't much Doctor Who stuff going on, and there was E3 this past week, which was really exciting, figured we'd talk about video games this week instead. So if you don't care at all, feel free to stop the show and do your thing. But I'm going to talk about some of the games that I'm excited for, and the consoles that I'm excited for, which were already out anyway, but just been waiting for the right time to get them. So if you don't know, E3 is the Electronic Entertainment Expo, and I had to look that up because I didn't remember what it was. So it happens every year, where the big video game and console producers come to this conference, and they put on an hour-long, at least, presentation about what's coming in the next couple years. So like last year they talked about the consoles, because I think they weren't out yet. I think they came out last year, and because we're on the 8th generation of video game consoles. So so like Nintendo wasn't there, but they did have a presentation that they aired during E3. And then Microsoft was there for Xbox, and Sony was there for PlayStation. I didn't watch either the EA presentation or the Ubisoft. I didn't watch either of those, but I did watch the big 3, at least what I think is the big three console companies. So and it's really exciting. been wanting, well, I figured eventually I would have to get the next generation consoles. Oh, first I should say what I already have. So I have going back to the beginning, I have a Super Nintendo, I have an N64, and I have the Wii, the regular Wii, and then I have a PlayStation 2 and a PlayStation 3, and then an Xbox 360. So, and the Xbox was mainly for Halo. That was pretty much it. So, but I like it though. I actually got the Halo Reach bundle Xbox, so it's like Halo themed. The console itself is Halo themed. Anyway, so that's what I already have. So I'm up to the 7th generation of consoles, or have the 7th generation, and so I figure eventually I'm gonna have to get the 8th generation ones. Although I thought I wouldn't be getting a Wii U, but I think we're actually gonna get one today. Because of Mario Kart 8, which looks really exciting. The Wii U is actually not too much different than the current Wii, or than the previous Wii, other than the controller pad that they came out with. It has like a touch enabled screen with a stylus that interacts with some games more so than others. And I think you can actually, for some games, you can play on just that little tablet, the controller thing. So, but that's not that exciting for me when it comes to games. So, like Mario Kart 8 is, I think it doesn't really use that feature as much, but I'm excited for that. And that's already out, so we might get that today as well. And then Super Smash Brothers is if you don't know, Mario Kart is a racing game. Super Smash Brothers is a fighting game, I guess. It has some of the major Nintendo characters in, and some Sega, like Sonic, in like, well, it's not really, they're not all in the battle arena, but you can choose from them, so you can have up to 4 players, choose different characters, and then you all are in an arena and you battle with different abilities. So the next one for Wii U is coming out holiday 2014, so sometime, hopefully in time for Christmas, I assume, and maybe in time for a Black Friday deal. So that's another game I'm excited for the Wii. And then I'm really excited for, which knitters might be interested in, for Yoshi's Woolly World. So they created another Yoshi game with basically all knitted, crocheted, and sewn. I think there's some fabric in it too, like this whole world out of wool and fabric and yarn and everything. And it looks adorable. It looks even cuter than, I don't know if you guys have heard of Kirby's Epic Yarn, but they did kind of the same thing where they made a Kirby game in a world full of yarn and wool, and some of the game features had to do with like unspinning the yarn or unknitting it, and not really unspinning it, unknitting it, and or like spinning out yarn. So the Yoshi's game is similar to that too. I think it's by the same creators that worked on Kirby's Epic Yarn, but it's not supposed to be like a sequel to it or anything, or related in any way. But it looks really cute. They even have like skeins of yarn hanging from the top of the game, or like one of the worlds, one of the levels. So it looks really cute. I'm really excited for that one. I'm like, if we don't get the Wii U now, we're gonna have to get it eventually for that game. So that comes out next year, and I don't think they have a specific date yet. So those are all the Nintendo games I'm excited for. And then there's the PS4, which we're gonna have to get also because of Destiny. Destiny is what people are calling an MMO FPS, which will be a massive multiplayer online first-person shooter. So Destiny is made by the same people that made Halo previous to Halo 4. Yeah, because I think Reach was made by Bungie. So Microsoft ended up taking over the Halo franchise, and then Bungie started making this game called Destiny, which has similar aspects to Halo in that it's a first-person shooter. It's set in, I guess, space, or there's aliens, or different species, and but it also has a massive multiplayer aspect to it, so you can create your character, and then your character can interact with other characters in specific parts of the world that they created. But then there's also the first person shooter aspect to it, in that there's different different competitions that you could do, like 2 versus 2 shooting, and you just try and get as many kills as you can. So it looks really good. It's available on both PlayStation 4 and the Xbox, but the PlayStation 4 has I think they might have some, no, they don't have, I don't think they have exclusive content, but they do get the first beta release before the Xbox gets the beta. And then it's released in September, so I think the beta starts in August. But we don't have a PS4, so we couldn't play the beta anyway. Oh, but it's also being released for the Xbox 360 and the PS3. But yeah, but we want to get the PS4, or at least Will does, because he also wants Uncharted 4, which is along the same series as the Uncharted series by Naughty Dog, that follows this adventure explorer called Nathan Drake. So I think it might be his last game, Nathan Drake's last game, so Will wants to get that, so we have to get a PS4. And the Destiny bundle, the PS4 comes with Destiny in a bundle where the PS4 is white, so Will really wants that, and I guess it's different because normally they're all black. So that's the PlayStation games. So, and then last but not least is the Xbox One, which I don't have yet, but I'm going to have to get because Halo 5 is going to come out, and I'm going to need to get Halo 5. So Halo is, like I mentioned, a first-person shooter game. It has usually a short campaign story mode, and if you've ever heard of Master Chief, that's where he's from. And they're working on, Microsoft's working on, or I guess Microsoft and the other company, it's like 3 something, the other company that's working on Halo, they're gonna come out with Halo 5, I think next year, hopefully. But they also are releasing the Master Chief Collection, which will be Halo, the first Halo game, which was on the first Xbox, Halo 2, Halo 3, not Halo 3 ODST though, and then Halo 4 as a bundle for the second Halo, for the Halo 2 anniversary. So they're re-releasing all these games on one disc for the Xbox One. And then they also have like highlights from Master Chief's, the best like Master Chief highlights on the game as well. So I may or may not get that one because I already have Halo 1, 3, and 4. I don't have Halo 2 though, so we'll see. Yeah, oh, and yeah, I didn't get to finish describing, but it's, so besides the campaign mode, there's also a online multiplayer mode where you just go around and do like shooting battle things, or capture the flag. That's also kind of fun. And you get to ride vehicles, and yeah, it's a pretty big video game. So that's the main one for the Xbox One. And then there's also a small independent video game maker that they introduced. They showed a short preview at E3 for a game called Ori, O-R-I, and I'll put a link in the show notes to all of this. But that game looks really cute too. It reminds me of the same kind of style as some of the other indie games, like Limbo, or I guess it's not as dark as Limbo, but just kind of that different, I don't know, it has a different look to it than like some of the big box games. or what I'm calling big box games. So that looks really cute. It's hard to tell what the story's gonna be like or what the gameplay is like, but it looks like a scrolling 2D kind of game with this like dragon-like creature, and he's going around in this world trying to do things. And there's some big bad monster too. So that it looks really cute, and I kind of want to get it, even though I have no idea really what it's gonna be like. But yeah, I think that's enough about video games. I've gone on. Hopefully that wasn't too boring for those of you that just stuck around. But yeah, so I'm really excited for those that are coming out. I don't know when we're gonna get the PS4 or the Xbox One. The Xbox One probably won't be until next year, but the Wii U will probably be today. So that's that about video games, which means I think that's all I have. This shows a little bit longer today, which I guess is a good thing. I'm trying to hit about 30 minutes, but I keep hitting like 20 minutes. So, which I guess isn't that bad. It's kind of nice to have shorter shows, so you have time to watch it, but also it doesn't take up as much time if you want to watch it. So hopefully, I don't know, hopefully the length is okay. If you guys have any opinions, let me know if I'm not talking enough or talking too much. Yeah, and hopefully if you don't hate video games, just wasted like 10 minutes. But yeah, so that's it for today. I will be recording again in 2 weeks. Oh, and also I did a mini episode, which I should be putting up, maybe I'll put it up next week, for Stash Flash, which is what the mustache girls, ladies, are doing for the month of June. They showed their stash and what they plan on doing to reorganize it. So Stacy did a video, and I was like, oh, I could video my stash and put it up also. So I'll probably put that up as like a mini-sode or mini episode, showing my stash and how in its unorganized state. So yeah, that's that. I guess I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Okay, bye.